Hey there, welcome. We're just starting the live stream. I'll give folks a minute here to find us. I'm Oliver the Wolf Guy, by the way. And today we're going to talk about why there are leash laws, because we just had, my heart is still racing. We just had almost a near disaster, which I'll tell you all about here in just a second. So I'm out here with two animals today, because once we get into the wintertime season, I don't separate the girls at all, because they get along, but they can be spicy with each other. And if we separate them, they can get real spicy when we bring them back together, even if it's just to take one on a hike. So this is Sunny, Sickenek really, but Sun is what I call her, Sunny. And this is Mooney, Takik, but Moon. And where do you think you're going, Sunny? And we are up here. Whoop, what's wrong? Something's scaring Mooney. Mooney's more timid. So we gotta just pause here for a second, figure out what's up with who. Hi. Oh, there's a glove or some sitting right there. Hey, don't eat, really? Don't eat that. Leave it. Come on. Really? I gotta take some gross out of her mouth real quick before she swallows something weird. Oh. Well, too late. Whatever it was, she ate it. Probably a glove. They do that sometimes. They'll find something and swallow it. Hey, all right, come on. Luckily, their GI tract just passes it, or they barf it up later. And yes, I can actually take something out of her mouth if I'm there on time, but I wasn't. Beautiful evening here. What's going on, folks? Hey, Corbin. What's going on? Big boy. Hey, Angel. Got mine. Welcome, guys. I know it's been a minute since I've done a live here. I've had a lot going on. I'll update y'all here in a sec, but oh my God, I just had the closest close call I've had in many years to a true nightmare scenario. So I, as always, have my animals on, very heavy lead lines and double collars and attached to me via a huge thick belt, so that even if I fall down and get busted, they're not going anywhere. And we are just, it's okay, Mooney. Mooney sometimes sketches right here. There was people at this quasi-abandoned cabin not too long ago, and I'm sure it still smells like strangers. And Mooney is super skeptical of that, so we got to kind of ease our way. Ooh. But we were just getting started on our hike, and I just entered the national forest. And I was kind of coming out of this one little section of woods where there's like a blind corner on the trail. Come on, Mooney. Sonny's charging, and Mooney's like, I don't think so. Anyway, we're coming around this like blind corner, and suddenly Sonny crouches down like something's coming, I'm gonna get it. And it's a guy I know. He's actually a really cool guy, but he has two Rottweilers, and luckily they're trained. One of them is on a leash, but the other one was not on a leash, and he just came charging at us, growling and charging. And I do everything in my power, including walking at night, to avoid any of those interactions. And of course, I've got two animals today. Luckily, I had these two and not like Icknick, my big male, because that would be a very different situation, because Icknick weighs as much as these two put together. The girls were a little bit like defensive aggressive, like they weren't primed to go get a dog like Icknick might have been, but the dog was very aggressive. And really? Can we go? Really? Ladies, let's go this way. Don't make me go over the cliff. They're dragging me up a cliff. Sorry, hard to do with two animals and holding the phone. Anyhow. Whew, okay. And Mooney not liking something here. Come on, Mooney. It's okay. Come on, Mooma. Sonny, really? Sonny's my acrobat. If there's something to climb, she'll just climb it. That's why we don't use chain link fence, because Sonny will just walk right over a chain link fence like it's not even there. She could climb a ladder. She could probably walk down a ladder. Oh gosh. Okay. Anyhow, my buddy's dog just comes charging at us, full aggression. And then the girls both are like, "Oh, really?" And he hesitated, thank God, before there was contact. And he was able to call him back. Thank God. Even now, 10 minutes after the fact, my heart is still just going do, because it's a big dog. And I love my neighbor. He lives right near me. We're good friends. The last thing I want is some animosity to develop because their dog hurt our animals or our animals hurt their animals or both. I was just like, oh God. And I'm not gonna, give him a hard time. He's been up here forever and he's got his way. And like I said, he's invested a lot of time in training his dog. I mean, maybe 1 in a million dogs would be called back from that situation. And thank God his is one. But that could have been so bad if it was not a dog with recall. And the problem is that I never see dogs with recall. Like, that's the only dog up here that could actually be called back by his owner, and it's because they work on it all the time. But that's why there's a leash law, if he'd had been on the leash, it wouldn't have even been a close call. It just would have been dogs bluffing at each other from a distance instead of... So yeah, that was fun. Added a bunch more spice to my evening than I wanted. I don't mind a little spice in my hikes, but I'm all good with jalapeno. I don't really need pepper X spicy, and that was pretty much spicy twice. Oh. And, you'd think, I haven't ever seen him out with his dogs during the times I hike. It's like the first. And the funny thing is that the one guy that lives up here, like I always look forward to the day when I come up here on this trail and the one Forest Service cabin that's up here has closed the gate. And I know the woods are back to just mine. Because I never see anyone up here. But today was not my lucky day. Today was not my lucky day. So thank God it was my buddy's dog's lucky day. I shudder to think what would happen if they really got into it. Just would have been awful. So I'm thankful that it was, if it had to be anybody, it was him. Not the least of which is because my response is very different to somebody I've known for a very long time than it would be for some random person out in these woods, And he's like, "Which way are you gonna go?" And I'm like, "Wherever you're not, man." And we're good still, but oh geez, that was just terrifying. Thank you guys. It's almost time to turn on my headlamp. Mooney! We're starting to get to that time of year when it's pitch black just after 5. I think we got about another 30 days before we're at the shortest day of the year. It's amazing how fast the shortest day of the year comes, actually. I'm always surprised. The older you get, the faster it just goes blip. A little snow on the ground here. We were supposed to have a lot more. We were supposed to have like 6 inches by now, but it seems like the storm kind of petered out. So Batman versus Superman. So not pets. So I run a nonprofit called the Tahoe Wolf Center. My background is conservation biology. Oh, you guys got me all tied up. Hold on. Hold on. Don't dislocate my knee. All right. So these are two of our educational ambassador animals that help me teach the world about wolves. And part of my program is doing these live streams while I take them out into the woods where they can, now their habitat, it looks just like this, only there's a fence to keep them safe. But yeah, the program, hey, please, oh gosh, come on, really? She just rolled in bear poop. They love to roll in the stinkiest shit. I try so hard to avoid it, but it's just their natural inclination to find gross things and try them on for stench, which is exactly. So somebody asked, are they your pet? Well, do you want your pets to roll in bear shit every chance they get and then try to share it with you because that's what they do? Because when they roll in something gross, they want to roll on the next thing to say, here, check out what I found. So let's see how bad she stinks. Come here. Come here. Let me see. How much do you smell? Not too bad. Sometimes they miss. Like if I jerk them off it quick enough, like I'd let them exert 99% of their natural inclination behavior. But one of the ones I try to avoid is the shit rolling. Like I'd rather give them better smelling stuff to roll in, like material scented with essential oils or oh, that's where the shit is. I see it now. I didn't stick my nose in it before, but I'm definitely not going to stick my nose in it now. That's where the poop is. So what happens when they do that is I have a enzyme spray that they like the smell of. Don't do it. Come on. This is an area where a bear lives. And that bear leaves giant bear pies that these guys just can't resist. Oh, we're starting to get some snow coming down. And so, yeah, it's just kind of an inevitability with these guys. They are among the worst animals you could see. There's the poop right on her neck. They are among the worst animals you could ever imagine to have as a pet. Like I get phone calls every week from people that got themselves a wolf dog and they realized, oh, this seemed like a great idea at the time, but now that I'm in it up to my neighbor kicking me out and my house being destroyed, I realize they're just not very good pets. You have to be very, very specialized to have a good experience with this. Like 90% of animals with wolf content who end up in private hands end up dead or in rescue before they're 2 years old. 90%. It's the highest failure rate of any exotic animal by far. Like the consequences for messing up are that your neighbor's pets are dead, that your neighbor's livestock are dead, that your child gets horribly disfigured if you make a mistake. And they're not inherently dangerous animals, but they're big predators. I mean, they kill shit that's 100 times bigger than them in some cases. Or not 100, 10. My mouth is a little off there, but you get the picture. An elk weighs 800 to 1,000 pounds. A bison weighs 2,000 pounds. Mooney weighs 78 pounds or 80 pounds or something. Hey, why are you guys pulling me in two different directions? Ugh. So once the season rolls around where I gotta walk them both together, that's, whoop. Hey, pause. Sonny. Guess you're so busy charging, you didn't hear that, did you? So I doubt if we'll see him, but something big just moved over here in the dense stand of timber right here. It's probably one of the black bears that lives right here. Probably the one whose poop she just rolled in. Sorry, I'm just going to catch up here. I have not tried that yami. I don't even know what it is. Never. Hey, oh, you're eating grass. Okay. It's a little tricky here with two animals and live streaming, kind of pushing the edge of what I can really reasonably accomplish here. Getting down to the end of the green grass for the year, that's for sure. But yeah, the two girls are kind of a lot to manage on a hike, and they have very different personalities. Sunny is very, very confident and inquisitive, and Mooney is much more timid. And so Sunny wants to charge ahead, and Mooney wants to race behind and run around it and avoid it. And so I'm managing that with them, plus all the other ancillary behaviors. Yeah, they like mint, they like eucalyptus, although eucalyptus has some toxicity to canids. Rosemary, yeah, certain essential oils and small amounts. Catnip, they actually really like catnip. I'm just feeling like I should have gone the other way. There's something she's focused on up in the distance here. I don't know what it is, though. Kind of rethinking my route finding here for a second. Hey there, Bikini. So I was just explaining, I guess you just joined in here. We are a nonprofit. My background is conservation ecology, specializing on canid behavior and biology. I've been working with wolves for almost 40 years, and I run a nonprofit that is called the Tahoe Wolf Center. And we teach people about wolves, and these are two of our educational ambassadors. This is Takik, which means moon. We call her Mooney. And the one in front here dragging me is Siknik, which means sun. I call her Sunny. And they're two of our 5 educational animals that we cohabitate with for our project. And do not do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Thank you. Bunch of coyote poop. Mooney, you neither, please. Thank you. And it's maybe the storm is just arriving late. We're supposed to have a lot more snow by now. Instead, it's just been drippy all day. Oh. Mooney, can you go around me? Oh, gosh. Really, Sonny? Just dragging the crap out of me. I'm not feeling the route that they're taking me on right now. I don't know why. Not feeling it. Oh, well. That's the thing. I kind of let them make the route finding decisions at the beginning. And then when it's time to head home, I sort of take charge a little bit. But there's this one section of this route they're on where we cross this little like deep, dark drainage. And Mooney doesn't like it. And so it's always a little bit dicey to go through there. Contemplating an alternate. It's just a pain from here to go back without just straight up backtracking. For those of you that are wondering who I am and what this is about, message held for review. Ask me something here. Showing you she's the boss lady. Well, neither of these guys are quite the boss ladies yet, but they're definitely thinking about it. This will be their third. Well, is it third? let's see, I got to do the math again here. 23, 24. Yeah, this will be their third winter. They're 2, so this is winter number 3. And this is, so here's the deal for people that aren't experienced in this. And this is one of those inflection points where they go from, I kind of managed this, to, oh my God, what did I do? It's that when they hit sexual maturity, which, dogs can typically breed their first heat, which can be 9 months. But wolves take a lot longer to grow up, both physically and intellectually. And that season, that third, it's usually, I tell people, usually with the girls, it's their third winter. You kind of get a clear idea of what their wintertime personality is going to be like. Some people call it winter wolf syndrome. It's just a seasonal behavioral change based on their hormones. Wolves only breed once a year. Sonny, we're going to go this way. And so their hormones shift a lot during that time of year, and they get really, really intense. I mean, if you were only going to have a chance to procreate once a year, you'd probably be pretty intense too. And so it's tied to daylight. And so now as the daylight hours start to wane, that's when their hormones adjust. And that hormonal adjustment is big. Like the males, during the summertime, their nuts are like raisins. They're so small. It's funny. You almost don't even have nuts. I call them peanuddles. But then, like by now already, the boys have nuts that are the size of golf balls, and they'll swell up even a little bigger than that. And so all of a sudden, their testosterone goes from very, very little to off the freaking charts. Same for the girls. They get very intense. And their personalities can radically change. I mean, if you don't have an amazing connection with your animals, they can decide that this is where the whole idea of your animal turning on you comes from. They're not turning on you. They, especially if you're not their family, they're vying for a breeding opportunity. And if you're keeping them from it, you're, maybe not well tolerated. Now, I've been super fortunate in my career because I work so hard to have such a good connection with my animals that their seasonal behaviors are pretty mild with respect to me. Yeah, we're not going in there. That's where that bear is. We are not going in there right now. Nope. Come on, let's go this way. That is a messy, brambly, icky place in there. Nothing good is going to come of going in there. Come on, Sonny. Thank you. So that intensity peaks starting about a month from now, but it's already on the ramp, like the big time ramp. And it stays at a very intense level, typically till March or April, when it starts to somewhat attenuate. And then by May or June, they're back to being sweeties if they got icky. So for the girls, it's this winter where we start to kind of have a clear idea of whether they're going to be difficult for us and each other. We had some spiciness between these girls last winter, and that's when I made the decision that as soon as we start seeing the earliest moments of seasonal behavior, they're never apart, like just never, never, never for the whole season. And it's because that a reintegration is where a fight is most likely to occur. Like if I take one on a hike, Sonny, we're not going in there. Sonny wants to go see what's in the bush. Hey, Sonny. She's very fixated because I know for sure there's a bear in there. Hey, come on, Sonny. We're not going to go do that. Look at her. Sonny's intense right now. So there's a male bear that this is a super desirable little patch of habitat right here with this dense willow because there's a ton of grass, there's water, it's cover, it's got good access to other food sources. So there's a 400-pound boss bear living in there that I routinely see. Black bears are no threat to me. They're not interested in me, but I wouldn't want to poke my nose into their hidey hole either. Sorry, yeah, exactly, Yami. All right, so, yeah, she's ready to explore in there. I hear something, but I'm not sure what. All right, come on, you guys, let's keep moving. It could be a person with another dog or something. I'd be surprised. I don't see any headlamp. We're gonna just keep on rolling down the trail here. Thank you very much, Royal. Appreciate that. Hi, Tiny. Welcome, guys. So for those of you who have never tuned into my channel before, and I gotta apologize here. This is me, but the horrible headlamp is obscuring you. I look like a gray-bearded old mountain man. It's kind of what I am, I guess. But yeah, so I'm Oliver. People call me Oliver the Wolf Guy. I've spent the last 40 years living and working with wolves as part of my work with my nonprofit organization. I teach people about the value of wolves and other keystone predators and keeping ecosystems healthy, but my focus has always been wolves since I was a little kid. My background is conservation biology and carnivore behavior. And these are two of our ambassador animals for our nonprofit. This is Takik, whose name means moon. I call her Mooney. And she's my very foxy, intense, sometimes we call her Mooney Badger, the angry weasel, because she punches above her weight. She's small but mighty. She's my smallest. And then this here is Sikanik, which means sun. We call her Sunny. Both girls, different moms, but 3 days apart. They've basically been siblings their whole life. I believe they would believe they're siblings. They treat each other like siblings. They bicker like siblings. They love each other like siblings. Yeah, it's I guess it gives people a fair idea, though, of what I look like. So for those of you that want to get the picture, I don't know, Yami there could probably give a good description. At the moment, I'm wearing two kinds of camo, a big headlamp. I don't know if you ever watch gosh, what is the show? Not Survivor, although for those of you that are into that kind of stuff, Les Stroud is actually a friend of mine. Survivor Man is a buddy of mine. My goal in my life is to, if I die in the woods, is for Les to read the report and go, yeah, it was probably inevitable because I don't see anything he did that was dumb. That's sort of my guiding practice because I do a lot of wood stuff, obviously. I live up in the mountains, in the Sierras. I got a wife that can barely handle my craziness, but she does like the wolves. She's a world-class wolf mom. She's super happy whenever I'm injured and I'm stuck on the sofa. Because then she's like, well, this year I know you're not dying in the woods. Hey, Wolf from Elsewhere. Welcome, guys. Nice to see y'all. So for those of you that just tuned in, I had right at the beginning, right before I started my live stream, I almost got overrun by a Rottweiler who wasn't on his leash. And it was a very close call because that would have not gone well for anybody. Luckily for me, it happened to be a dog owned by a neighbor of mine who actually has control of his animals with his voice. Thank God. Hey, you guys, let's roll down this way. Come here. Come on, we're going to go this way, Sonny. I'm trying to avoid one section. Oh, Sonny, God, they always pull on the downhill. It's just horrible. It's like they'll never pull me on the uphill, but then they pull where the impact is the worst. And I'm 58, for those of you that are curious. And so I've got some injuries that have racked up and stacked up from an athletic career. Hey, so when she pulls too hard, I just stop and try to get her to understand. Like the idea of no pull for these guys is just, no pull doesn't exist. They do what they do. I just try to manage it. Oh God. And there are days, because like this doesn't look all that steep. Oh, we got an issue. What's going on here? So Mooney's afraid and Sunny's charging. This is one of the complexities of this particular combo, is the fearfulness of Mooney and the boldness of Sunny. I mean, that I end up being like the guy, like the scene with Mel Gibson where they're going, stretch him, stretch him. I feel like Mel Gibson getting stretched on the rack. And it's incredible how strong these animals are. You just can't even imagine. Like when Sunny weighs, I don't know, probably 85 to 90 pounds, something like that. And it's just like being attached to a motorcycle when she just takes off. And she's pulling just with her chest and her neck. You know, she's not even in a harness, because harnesses aren't secure with these guys. I was hiking with my brother and Sunny this summer, and she's pulling me on the downhill, and I'm just taking a beating. And my brother says to me, do you ever stop to think that maybe this is why your knees are destroyed and hurt you every second? And I'm like, no, I don't stop to think. I know it. It's just my life. Like, you know? It's like telling Ayrton Senna, don't drive a race car just because you got burned up. It's what you do, right? This is what I do. Hey, Sonny. So we're getting down into this one section I don't love so much. It's quality time. Exactly, I'm the Stretch Armstrong between the wolves. Why do I keep them together in breeding season? Because if I'm concerned that if I don't keep them together, that I will never be able to reintegrate them. And so the practice is, so they're intact and the males are intact. And so the goal, so I can minimize having to subdivide my habitat, is to keep the boys with the boys and the girls with the girls. And once we're past the risky time for reproduction, reintegrate them. But what would happen is, if not, then the girls would always have to be separate. And that means that management's much more complex. Like evacuation is much more complex if there's a fire, because now you've got animals that have to be segregated the whole time. And we already have that complexity with our old lady Akutak and Sunny and our Malamute and Mooney. And so, you know, if you have no girl can be with any girl, suddenly your game of impact dog crate Tetrix becomes exponentially more challenging. The boys are easy. I'm hoping the boys will get along this winter too. The boys are easier to keep to get along typically. We'll see. I mean, I am prepared to start subdividing, but I would be sad, because then we'd lose some of the beauty of the habitat, and the animals would lose some of the extended freedoms they enjoy by having a really big habitat. So the goal is just to do hey, come on, let's not. Sonny, they always do this to me on this one little tree. It's like big trees, they understand. Small trees, they're like, nah. See, she's gonna wrap it. Can we not? Oh, and then Mooney's afraid right here. This is the challenge here. All right, good. Sonny, come here. Sonny, this is what I was afraid of here. So I'm gonna put my camera here in my little pouch for a second so I can manage Mooney here, because he's afraid of this section. I don't know what it is about this place. Lately, everybody's had a little sketch out here. I don't know whether people did something, like they handled materials here, but Mooney's like, I don't want to do it. Sonny wants to charge. It's okay, Mooney. I can hear my other animals howling. Come on, Mooney. So the goal here is, a good girl. My goal is to be, I don't want to drag her through. I want her to decide. So I just sort of try to hold her where we move, advance, and let her. It's okay, Mooney. So you'll see she's resisting, and we're just going to hang out for a sec. If Sunny pulls, that's different than me pulling, right? Like I'm not going to drag her, and she can see that I'm not the one pulling. But hopefully here she'll, and this is, so see how she's sniffing a little bit? Now I'm going to give her some room. Don't get stuck there though. All right. There's something about this she just doesn't like. Okay. How about this way? Here we go. All right. This is okay, Mooney. So this is the kind of stuff you never have to do walking the dog. Right? Is just deal with an animal that's like, no, we're not going that way. All right. It's okay, Mooney. So one of the key things about my work is patience. Just endless patience for an animal that says, that doesn't work for me. And you see how she's backpedaling up. So the challenge here is that once we're down in this place, there's not a good way to go out of here other than just back, which, all right, how about we just chill for a sec? So you'll see and I'm sorry I can't see any comments right now because you guys are on my chest mount here. The goal here is just sort of let her sort of baseline. Like she's not panicking, but she definitely would rather go the other way. And my goal is to just gently, like to figure out a redirect that she's comfortable with. The problem is that the vegetation is super dense in every direction, but back up. And back up is far now from where I am. This is the first time she's straight up been like, nope, don't want to do it. I call that being a marlin. But you'll see I am not dragging her. And Sunny's sort of like, what's going on? Why are you afraid? Can we go this way? Come on, Mooney. Come on, Mooney. There we go. It's okay, Mooney. You hear me talking kind of high-pitched and gentle, and I'm not. And if it comes down to it, I'll walk back the whole other way because I can't. There's just no way through over there. What's wrong, Mooney? There's literally no other way through but this drainage or back up. It's just, there's no crossing this little chasm here. It's just every inch of it is vegetated. Sunny. I'm hoping that maybe I can get Sunny to take some initiative. Sunny, come on. Sunny, come on. And this is why I didn't want to go down here because I just had a feeling. Today is going to be the day when Mooney was like, I'm not feeling you. Mooney, we can't get through right there. How about right here? Here. Can we go this way? Come here. How about right here, Mooney? Okay. This is going to suck. All right. Easy, Sunny. Hey, Sunny. Oh, gosh. She's up on a bear bed right there. All right. Problem solving in real time. And this is just a perfect example of why these are just not acceptable pets, right? So, now I'm going to be standing and hopefully I can get Mooney to cross here where the grass is. Whatever it is that she didn't like. Nope, she's still, I'm just going to be patient. We're in it now. Come on, this isn't a bad place. You guys like this place in the summer. It's got all this nice green grass right here. We call this one of the wolf salad bars where they come and eat the fresh shoots. Hoping I can just, without going down or having an accident. All right, now Mooney's in the grass. Okay, that's good. Just don't drag me down. Here we go, Mooney. Come on, Mooney. We're almost. No, don't go between the trees there, Sonny. It's okay, Mooney. Come on. Oh, getting dragged backwards. Super slippery in here. All right. through right there. All right, now I'm walking through the stream. This is what I was working on avoiding. Oh, God. All right, Sonny, this way. Come here. Sonny, I can't get under there. Don't go that way. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, make a break for it, Mooney. Here we go. All right. Sonny, stop that. Oh, geez. Sonny, come back out. Come back out of there. This is so complicated. It's actually, I'm in a suit, like, this is the kind of situation where people get really hurt because it's slippery, it's tight, there's down stuff. I'm getting pulled in 3 directions. All right, no, Sonny, this way. Come here, come on. I don't know what's Mooney is so sketched out about right here. Like, we've been through here 1,000 times. All of a sudden, oh, there's a big tree down that changed things. All right, Mooney, come on. She's like, nope. Bear with us here. All right. Come on. You just got to make it through this one spot here, sweetie. All right, you're okay. This is a big down tree that I can't even see because my breath is fogging everything up. Come here, Sonny. So you guys see, this is sort of the name of the game here for this kind of work is, Sonny, come back over. Over, thank you. All right, now I got to figure out a way to get down around this crazy deadfall. Oh, this is sketchy. I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is so sketchy. This is one of those situations where if I die here, my buddy would be like, well, you know better than to crawl under a deadfall. Oh, God. If any of this shit moves, I'm just effed. Oh, my God. All right, Sonny, come this way. Did we do it? Oh, God. Okay. There we go. And we're through. Wow. That was so stressful. Okay. I carry poles in my pack in case I need them, but there is definitely something there that, I mean, Mooney, just the smell of people, like if people were like moving logs around, but the down tree changed the dynamic there. And there's another huge down tree over here that I know she hates, so we're gonna, hey, Sonny, let's go this way. I'm tripping. Come on, Mooney. I know you don't like that one. We're gonna go here. And the down tree is a problem because everybody has to climb over it, and so it just suddenly has a very strong person smell. Sonny, this way. Come on, sweetie. Come on. All right. Get past that. This has been one of those hikes that taxes my skill set a little. All right. Oh, come on. And of course, because of the shortcut here, everybody's brushing up against vegetation, and Mooney's like, that smells like people I don't know. And the rain brings it all up, of course, since it's wet. All right, there we are. Man, ooh, it's a little spicy too. This was not one of those like calm, soothing nature walks I'd intended. Oh gosh. Mooney's making this a very difficult hike tonight. Everything is bothering poor Mooney. Usually with Mooney's sister, she's more like, okay, if Sunny's good, I'm good. But tonight she's just not feeling it. Let's just take a pause. What? I'm trying to read some of your stuff here real quick. Yeah, Mooney's a little tired of Sunny being so. Sorry. All right. So in response to Dan, most people who work with these animals really don't like any fighting breed crosses or guarding breed crosses with wolves. And the reason is because, especially with a wolf dog, you can have very, very unpredictable behavior. And unlike dogs that have been purpose bred to be reliably trained, there is no such thing as I mean, there's a reason why you don't have wolves in the circus, and it's because they're just too smart for it, and they'll learn stuff right away, but they won't reliably perform on cue. Like, there's just nobody. Like, I'm friends with people that run the two best wolves for film companies, and there's a reason why you see CGI wolves in almost every movie and just limited real wolf scenes. It's super, super hard to get them to do what you want when you want it. And so the problem and now you have an animal with the intelligence and the physical capabilities of a wolf and the inherent interest in guarding or fighting of a dog. And you don't get the best of both worlds, you get the worst of both worlds. And that's a common experience, right? The people that do, and I am not in favor of breeding wolves and dogs. I don't think it accomplishes anything. I have animals that are conservation grade for education purposes. They're not pets. People that get these animals as pets fail 90% of the time. And so I see the consequence. I am actually actively working on legislation that would make it harder, not easier, to own and breed these animals because of all the problems I see every day. But the people that do breed them, who consider themselves, breeders, almost invariably prefer to use Malamutes and then wolf dog to wolf dog crosses. And the ones that have the worst problems are always the ones that are like, the weird, Sonny, we're not going that way. The weird outcross versions, like the Rottweiler or the Pit Bull, and anybody who knows their stuff on this space is really opposed to that kind of a cross. I mean, Malamutes are very wolfy. The goal with wolf dog breeding is typically to make an animal that looks as wolfy as possible, but has a much more tractable, easygoing, trainable disposition. And Malamutes are the perfect one for that because they are so wolfy looking and they're typically so easygoing. And so for that reason, they're the preferred cross. And if you look at any of the papered lineage for people that are, in that breed aficionado group, they always have solid Malamute lineage in their wolf dog to wolf dog lines. So, hey, Enrique. So, yeah, none of those mixes, Enrique, they don't make it better. They just don't make it better. That's the thing is, I mean, if you want a Doberman, have a Doberman. There's nothing that makes a Doberman better by having a wolf blood in the Doberman. And there's nothing that makes a wolf better but having Doberman in the wolf. Whereas Malamute, I mean, if you really set on that, the improvement with the Malamute is that you just have a more trainable, easygoing companion animal. You know, you don't have to live like I do, which is, you know, like, go look at my channel, go look at my videos, go look at my, you know, my wife asking questions where I answer like, why are the freezers in the cage? Or why do you have a hose running through the middle of the house? Or why are there security doors separating your home from your mudroom? Or why do you have boots next to your bed like a firefighter, right? Or why are there cameras every inch of your property? Like, those are, you know, the reality of what I do. But yeah, so Enrique asked me, can they be housebroken? So, not really. I mean, they don't have accidents in the house at all. That's not what's going on. They prefer to pee outside, and they don't usually take dumps in your house. But the minute you have like a guest who sits on your sofa, and now the sofa smells like somebody unfamiliar, your wolf is going to walk over and piss all over the sofa to reclaim it, right? It's territorial, right there. Oop. You guys are going to have to bear with me for a sec here. All right, this is complicated in the straight up dark. So you guys have to hold on while I just lost the battery for my headlamp, which, let's see here. I think we'll just do the quick switch. I carry 2 lamps. Hey, Sonny, relax. I just got to get that out of my pocket here. It's going to take a sec, and I'll swap it. Wait, Sonny. It's a little tough. It's in a pouch in my back here. Just bear with. I'm still here with you. I'm just switching out a headlamp. This is one of the reasons I carry 2 identical lamps, so that I can straight up do the quick draw swap here. Come on. There we go. And hold on, Sonny. Hold on, Mooney. Oh, really? Come on. There we go. Back in business. This guy's not liking me for a second here. I don't know why. Oh. Well, something about this light isn't happy either. So now, hopefully I can get it to give me a low beam while I change the battery with actual light. This is why I carry a lot of backup shit, folks, right? Because I can't afford to be deep in the woods. Mooney, what is wrong with you? My God. She's just not having a good hike with us here. All right, so now I'm standing on the line so I don't go down. I'm pulling batteries from my pouch. And I'm gonna replace one with the other. I know this is pretty boring if you can't see crap but a tree, but I have to do it with my hands. Mooney, it's fine, sweetie. This is me channeling my Les Stroud over-prepared self so that everything is okay no matter what. I even carry cables because these guys can chew through a rope in about 45 seconds if they decide that's really what they need to do. And so if I have an emergency, I open my pack and I switch them from the rope lines to actual aircraft cables. My pack is about 35 pounds of survival gear. We are having a tough time here. There we go. All right. We got full power. It's okay. That was fun. All right. Now I gotta work with Mooney again. So I'm sure you guys watch a lot. Some of you all watch a few of these live streams here, but this is true real action live stream with, like the truth of what happens here. So Enrique, sorry, I'm going to try to answer some questions here while Sonny pulls me one direction and Mooney pulls me the other. It's okay, Mooney. Oh, it's a giant. The other thing that freaks him out is when people take a dookie here in the woods and they don't bury it, and then it's like, it sounds like a human claim the territory, which could be what's going on here, because she's pretty unhappy about our situation. Let's go this way, Mooney. Sometimes you just got to get off the trail for a second. Here, we're good. Let's just go this way. All right. So, let me... So weird how there can be just one little section of trail, and she's like, that place is no good. All right. So let me catch up with some questions here. Yeah, they destroy my packages. Oh my God. It's a nightmare. To give you an idea of how destructive they can be, my old lady wolf, who's almost 15, like 6 years ago, the delivery guy put a box with a printer, fax, copier, scanner, fucking thing, right in front of my gate where she could get to the box. And I was gone for the day, and I came home, and it looked like a wolf had killed a robot. There was literally not a piece bigger than a silver dollar of the box or the equipment that had been in the box. All the ink was exploded all over like blood, and every single piece of circuitry had been completely disassembled. She was totally fine, didn't swallow a bit of it. It was the craziest thing you've ever seen in your life. I was so surprised I didn't think to document it before I started cleaning it up, and I wish I had, because you've just never seen anything like it. It was like a 12-foot radius, perfect circle that looked, when a wolf kills something, they spread it all out kind of in what they call a kill zone. And this was just that, but with a big piece of electronics. There's a dark entity. Oh, Mooney, what's wrong? Something is really... Hey! You're okay. What the hell is freaking you out so much, sweetie? You're okay. Well, you might be right there, Kyle. There is something she does not like out here right now. Like enough to where all of a sudden I got the chills. And I am... not the guy you want to get in trouble with in the woods. I am a serious fucker if somebody threatens me or my family in the woods. But, yeah. She has been unhappy this whole time. I don't hear or see a thing. This is so weird. All right, let's just cut across. I'm going to get away from the trail. Now, I know some people are like sort of superstitious. I'm not superstitious, but I do believe in the unexplainable phenomenon that we call ghosts or whatever, because I lived in a house that was on the National Historic Haunted Register. And if you had asked me before I lived in that house if there were ghosts, I would have laughed in your face. And when they told me, they're like, okay, so we need to tell you this house is officially haunted. You have to sign an acknowledgement, so you're not going to break the lease later. It's haunted. We've never had an issue, but it can get weird. And I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. My girlfriend was like, are they serious? And I'm a scientist. I'm like, yeah, I don't know what this is about. They're not serious. They were serious. They were dead serious. It was the weirdest stuff. Stuff would move. I'd see it move, like just whoop, right across the counter. Not rolling, moving, like something slid it. Shit would disappear and reappear days later somewhere else. There was one room that we didn't go in at all. We just put boxes in there, and we're like, nope, not that one. That's a bad place. And honest to God, I just sort of, when Kyle said there's a dark entity, and I looked at Mooney freaking out where she normally never would, I was like, yeah, something's hanging out with us. It's weird that Sonny doesn't give a crap, but Sonny is, like I said, more competent. What are you looking at, Mooney? Mooney's probably more wild in her personality. That's why she's more timid, and she's probably more attuned to this stuff around us because of it. Damn. All right, this way. We're about out of our little woods anyway. See if that wants to follow me home. So they shed once a year in the spring, and it's called blowing their coats. They dump an incredible amount of fur all at once. We bag it up because people buy it to use for knitting. So, hey, Corbin. So, I will say that, yeah, I mean, now they're breeding these super giant Malamutes, some of which are like 200 pounds, which is bigger than a wolf, but the bite strength, as you know, is not remotely the same. It's just not even close. We'll see here. So Siberian Husky and a Malamute are very, very different. Huskies are very high strung. They're very, very hyper. They're light and fast and agile. Malamutes are made to haul loads on their backs. Sonny, are you really on this? Jesus. Hold on, Mooney. Look at that, how smart Sonny is. Sonny, come this way. Don't do this to me. Sonny. Come here, Sonny. All right. Malamutes are as much as 3 to 4 times bigger than a husky. They only look the same when they're not side by side. The minute they're side by side, you're like, okay. Huskies are pointy. They're narrow. They're light. They have pretty small feet. Malamutes have a giant shaggy head. Malamutes are more like a bear than in a lot of ways. They have sort of a bear-like appearance to a certain degree. And that's why they're always named like Grizz or Bear. In fact, the the father of my current Malamute, Nepente, is named Grizzly. All right, can we just go up here now, please? How about some uneventful few minutes? This has been a way too eventful hike for me. Nope, I'm in charge now. Come on, we're going this way now. Oh, I need a nap from my hike. This has sapped my energy. No protective instinct whatsoever. Usually, if I'm being attacked by a strange human, they've shit themselves and climbed a wall. The only exception to that might be is if I'm actually in the fight, Noonie might attack the person too. Just because Noonie just doesn't give a crap. Noonie isn't afraid of anything. Noonie's very unusual. There's something about his, but also Noonie, of all my animals, Noonie's the one I worry about in 2 years. Because Noonie's the one that could be like, you're not letting me get to my girlfriend, I don't like you right now. And if Noonie didn't like me, Noonie weighs 150 pounds. Noonie can easily kill a person, like easily. And so I'm very mindful of the potential for Noonie to be a handful in the breeding season. And I'll do everything in my power to make sure that doesn't ever happen. So Dan, I'm going to only say this one time and politely, but I will immediately remove anybody who continues any conversation about fighting these animals. I don't care. I'm not interested in that. That isn't what I do. And I have zero tolerance for that discussion. I'm not that channel. So, hey, leave it. I love these animals. I love dogs. I'm the author of a book about dogs. The last thing in the world I want is for wolves and dogs to have conflict. And so the direction of your thinking and conversations is not of interest to me or my channel. I hope that's clear enough. So, Dan, I'm gonna kick you out. Okay, Dan, you're removed. So, I encounter guys like that all too often. I don't know why people are so interested in dogs hurting other dogs. It's a pathology. There's something wrong with those people. They channel Michael Vick and other people that love blood sport. And that's the furthest thing from my interests and what I care about. And I will answer questions, but the minute that I see that's the direction of an individual's thinking, they're done. Blocked, and I'll never interact with them again. Those are the kind of people I'd like to just remove from our gene pool. They're sick. There's a sickness. And I'm sorry any of you had to experience his thinking, because it's a pathological thinking, right? And so to be clear, I am not opposed to ethical hunting for sustenance. That means you don't hunt predators. Yeah, they don't bark. And it's weird because my Malamute, most Malamutes don't really bark either, but my current Malamute can bark. And there are moments when I'm like, oh my God, she's such a loud face. All right, ladies, let's go up. Sunny. This is right where we almost had the little issue with the Rottweiler at the beginning of our hike. Come on, up. See, they know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, come on. We're just about out of the woods, right up the top of this little steep hill here. Okay. Well, yeah, I don't understand. My brain doesn't work like that. Like the reason I love wolves so much is because I love dogs, and wolves are the version of dog nature made. And to me, that's what makes them so fascinating, is they weren't made for or by us. They were made for and by nature to perform an incredibly important role on this planet. And my whole goal is to, as deeply as any human possibly can, understand what these animals are about for their own intrinsic nature, and to help translate what I see and learn into a language that other people can hear and appreciate for the survival of the species and the betterment of the environment. And secondarily, to understand the earliest collaboration between our anatomically modern ancestors and the animal that became the dog. Some proto dog wolf animal. And the reason I live like I do inside my wolf habitat is so I can experience that relationship myself and see those bonds. Like I could hunt with these animals, right? Like I could hunt with them. They could help me track. I could share a kill for sure. I'm probably one of the few people in the world that could do that with wolves that they're close enough to. There's one other guy who's a professional hunter in Europe who I believe does some of that work. But I think only with one animal, not with a pack. But of course, I would never let my pack run free. So we don't have that opportunity. Sonny, you're killing me. I literally have to walk backwards right now because it's just destroying my knees going down this pavement. I need to just lean away from it. Oh gosh. The girls pull the worst when they're close to home. Come on. We're almost at my house. And our habitat gate. Oh. And then I do my little quickie, put you guys in my little chest pouch for a sec so I can unloose everybody. And, man, this has been a tough hike. Like it wasn't tough in terms of distance or terrain really, but just the intensity of the animals today has been, and it gets like this during breeding season. Sounds like a car flying up the road here. All right, come on. And I have to say, I'm relieved to be done with this one. And you see, unlike dogs that don't want to be home, they're straight away into the habitat here, you see. And we use an airlock. I call it an airlock, like a spaceship. Oh, Nepenthe Star. There's my Malamute greeting me. So we have a double gate system we use here. Oh, and hold on a second. Got to turn off my Wi-Fi because it always dumps us. All right. So, hi, Noonie. That's Noonie's greeting noise. All right. So I don't know if you guys can see these collars I use, but they're wearing two collars. One is a round leather collar with a Fi tracker. By the way, if you guys have dogs and you want to make sure that you know what's going on with your dog, both physiologically in terms of exercise and also locality in terms of if they ever get loose or whatever, I've been using these Fi tracking collars for many years. I'm pleased to say that I've worked with this company closely, and it's the most important thing that I put on my phone as far as the app, because it reports to me in real time where everybody is. If somebody were to get loose, go missing, it's the number one way that I could recover them quickly, is I could get exact real-time coordinates on where they are. It's way better than the collars we put on wild wolves, because I can recharge it. You know, the batteries last an amazingly long time. They actually last a couple weeks. I actually have to recharge Moonies now, so I'm gonna take it off her, and I'll show you all what it looks like if you haven't seen them. But it's tryfi.com, and they look like this. They're really small. I customize them to fit on a round collar. They have their own collars they come with. And I love them. They give you all kinds of data on what's going on with the animal, sleep, exertion. The newest version has even more. You can download all that stuff to your vet. They're just fantastic. The app is good. It's not the cheapest, but it's, you know, people that put an air tag on their dog thinking they can get their dog back if they go loose are dreaming. That's not a purpose-made tool. These things are, you know, custom-made tools just for the specific purpose. And for me, they have a geofence feature, so I can just open up the app in the middle of the night, you know, it says everybody's home, and that's a relief to me. And if they're not, I can turn on a light on the collar and Hi, Mooney. So that about wraps this up, folks. Let me just step here into the light for 1 second. You'll notice I have a baby gate here. That's so that I slow them down from jumping into the house. It doesn't stop them. Sunny and Mooney, they can all hop over it if they want to. The boys are kind of big and they don't do it super gracefully, but the girls just go over it like it's not even there. Loony Noony, yep. So, hey, Chelsea, it's hard for me to do that right now because they're separated. Just I have my dog and my old lady in the back, and I have to be careful about opening a gate when I got a pack and stuff on. Can you use that on a human? I'm sure you could. It's just a tracker, like your kid. Hey, Shelly. Hey, everybody. Hey, Keith. Yes, I'm back here in my habitat with my ambassador wolves. So, really quick last thing. I'm not one of those guys that pitches everybody to help me out here, but if you like the content here, like and subscribe. I'm stoked to say we hit 100,000 subs here just the other day. If you decide to actually become a actual member, a paying member of the channel, please find me also on TikTok. Oh, my security camera is turning itself on. I don't know why. But I like to send all new actual paying channel members a welcome gift that's very, very custom, that comes in the mail. It's an actual thing. And the best way to do that is to find me. I'm also all over the Wolf Guy on TikTok. Find me there. Send me a DM with your username on YouTube and your address, and I will send you a gift. Or you can email me, TahoeWolfCenter@gmail.com if you remember ID, if you become a channel member, and your address, and I'll send you something. The other ways you can support the channel are the merch. My merch shop has some cute stuff. My book is called The Wolf Lover's Guide to Raising Dogs. It's 4.9 stars on Amazon. And it's if you love your dog and want to learn how to make your dog even happier, that's what this book is about. It's not another dog training book at all. And finally, if you want to donate to the Tahoe Wolf Center, you can go to TahoeWolfCenter.org, or of course you can donate here with gifts, supers. There's a link in my link tree, which is attached to my bio. And if you got friends that love this kind of content and would like to learn about wolves and see somebody working with them on a day-to-day basis, share my channel. And with that, folks, thank you for hanging out with me tonight, and we will catch you on the next one. Right, Sonny? Oh. And somehow I've hit a green screen. I don't know what happened. I hate this. I have huge hands. Here, done. No green screen. Sorry. I have huge hands. When I flip the camera around, I touch stuff. Hi, Sonny. Can you say goodnight to everybody? There's sun and moon. So the collars come from Fi, F-I, and it's I think it's tryfi.com. But if you look up Fi dog tracking collars, you'll be able to find them online, and I absolutely love them. And once again, here's their logo. Like Fi is in Fido. And if they're tough enough to be on wolves for years, they are tough enough for any dog. They're waterproof. They're fantastic. This bar in the center is an LED that lights up. If your dog is lost, it'll start flashing red. So if your dog is lost in the dark and has nothing else on it, you could see it. On the wolves, it's hard to see, but love these things. You are welcome, Iris. And Keith, these are the wolves right here. If you mean, do I have wild wolves? There are wild wolves about 50 miles from here as a crow flies, but there's not enough big game right here where I live for wolves. So just the 5 animals in our ambassador pack. And the next hike will be with someone different, probably one of the boys. So guys, I hope you had a good time hanging out with me here, and we will catch you all on the next one. Howls.